Welcome back to Beyond Wisdom, where we explore timeless truths for a more peaceful and meaningful life. Pressure is something we all face. Whether it's a high-stakes decision at work, a personal crisis, or just the weight of daily demands, life often throws us into moments where clarity seems just out of reach. But the Stoics, ancient philosophers like Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus, had a way of training the mind to stay clear, calm, and centered, even in the middle of chaos. Today, we'll explore how they did it, and how we still can. The Stoics called it premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of evils. Rather than avoiding thoughts of hardship, they trained themselves to imagine what could go wrong before it happened, not as a form of pessimism, but preparation. Marcus Aurelius would begin his mornings by reminding himself that he might encounter rude people, betrayal, loss, or illness. This didn't make him fearful. It made him ready. When trouble came, it didn't shock him. His mind had already visited that place calmly. For us, this can be as simple as pausing in the morning to ask, what might go wrong today, and how can I respond with character? It's not anxiety. It's rehearsal. It's building inner steadiness before the storm hits. Epictetus, once a slave and later a Stoic teacher, taught that it's not events themselves that disturb us, but our judgments about them. There's a moment, a small space, between what happens and how we react. Stoic training was about expanding that space. When someone insults you, you don't have to respond with anger. When plans fall apart, you don't have to spiral. The Stoics trained themselves to pause, to question their first impulse. This created a mind that could respond wisely rather than emotionally. In modern life, this pause might be just a breath a walk or, a few quiet words to yourself. Is this worth my peace? That's how the Stoic mind stays clear, by refusing to be rushed into reaction. Seneca wrote that we suffer more in imagination than in reality. Stoics trained their minds to zoom out, to look at problems from a higher point of view. When Marcus Aurelius was overwhelmed, he would remind himself that he was just a small part of a vast universe, passing through time like a leaf in the wind. This wasn't meant to make him feel insignificant, but free. Suddenly, the insult didn't matter. The delay, the failure, the worry, they all looked smaller from that wider angle. We can do the same. When stress builds, ask, will this matter in a year, in 10? Sometimes, the most powerful thing we can do is rise above the moment and look down at it with ancient eyes. Seneca had wealth, but he deliberately practiced going without. He would fast, sleep on the floor, wear simple clothes. Why? Because he believed that comfort can make the mind soft and suffering less terrifying. He wrote, "Set aside a certain number of days, during which you shall be content with the scantiest and cheapest fare, and ask yourself, is this the condition I so feared?" The Stoics knew that discomfort makes you strong, that stepping into controlled hardship trains the mind to be unshaken when real hardship comes. Today, it might mean choosing silence over noise, walking instead of driving, or letting yourself be bored rather than distracted. Each small act builds a mind that doesn't fear pressure, because it's already lived through its shadow. Marcus Aurelius never meant his meditations to be read by others. It was his private journal, a place where he examined his thoughts, reminded himself of his values, and cleared the fog from his mind. The Stoics believed that reflection was a kind of mental hygiene. Just as the body needs daily washing, the mind needs daily clearing. What did I do well today? Where did I fall short? What did I learn? In a world that moves fast and pulls us in 100 directions, a few minutes of quiet writing can anchor us. It's not about being perfect. It's about being honest and showing up for your own clarity. At the core of Stoic training was this: don't chase feelings. Follow virtue, courage, justice, temperance, wisdom. These were their compass. They knew emotions come and go like weather, but character holds steady. When under pressure, the Stoic would ask, what's the right thing to do? Not what feels good, not what feels easy, but what is right. And that question, asked again and again, forged a mind that could remain unmoved, even as storms raged around it. This doesn't mean becoming cold or distant. It means anchoring your actions in deeper soil, letting virtue lead and letting emotions pass like clouds. If Stoicism had one rule, it would be this: control what you can, accept what you can't. Epictetus used a vivid image. Imagine your will as a dog tied to a moving cart. If you resist the direction of the cart, you'll be dragged. But if you move with it, you'll run freely. Life brings events we didn't ask for: illness, change, loss. The Stoic mind doesn't deny the pain, but it doesn't cling to what it cannot command. This acceptance is not weakness, it's strength. It's the courage to say, this is outside my hands, but how I carry it is mine alone. That is the kind of clarity that cannot be taken, even under great pressure. The Stoics didn't escape pressure. They lived in the heart of it. Emperors, exiles, soldiers, and slaves. What made them different was how they trained their minds to remain still, like a candle in the wind that does not go out. In a world full of noise and speed, we too can return to these ancient practices, not as an escape, but as a path back to clarity, presence, and peace. These aren't just old ideas. They are tools for living, as useful now as they were 2,000 years ago. When you feel overwhelmed, what helps you return to calm? Share your thoughts in the comments. Your insight might be what someone else needs today. Thanks for watching. If this video brought you value, subscribe to Beyond Wisdom. Until next time, stay calm, stay strong, and stay wise.